record this right now. So this is for the YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. This is where we put the videos. So this is the King's Indian Defense fighting in the King's Indian Defense right here. So here we go. Let's flip the board and check this out from Black's point of view. I play Black here. So the ratings. First off, this guy is an international master. This was on chess.com. It is a blitz game. Some of my training sessions here. So I'm playing this IM. And we played for, a few games. But this one was very, very nice as I played the King's Indian Defense here with the black pieces. So let's see what happens. So after d4, we go knight f6. This is the usual stuff. c4, and there's g6 on the board. This is usual King's Indian Defense. Carlsen, Fischer, Kasparov, Ding Liren, Nakamura. I mean, we can just keep going. Tao, all these people played the King's Indian Defense. Very sharp stuff. Can't go wrong really with that. Grunfeld, you can't. Wesley So has played, I've seen. Even Levon Aronian. Many people played a Grunfeld, I've seen. I wasn't a big fan of it. I tried it and it was just too much, honestly. Too much. I wasn't a fan of it too much. Castles, bishop to f4, d6. So I'm going the regular King's Indian Defense here. You can always do this setup, honestly, against almost any opening, which is pretty cool. Even against e4 too. That's more like a modern is what they call that. But when you have this kind of position with this bishop on f4, it looks kind of London-like, like a London system where you play knight to c3, but the pawn's usually on c2 in more of an aggressive manner to save this tempo for later. So in this case, he's going this route, which is a little different. So he goes h3. Now with Black here, you got many moves, guys. So when you're playing the King's Indian Defense, it's very flexible. You have to know what you're doing. So here, with the black pieces, what would you do now? I want to dive deep into Benoni. That's a great way. Benoni's a good one. I'm a fan. If you know what you're doing, you got to study correctly. Benoni's good, bro. h5. You could play h5, Mr. Rio. Absolutely. Bishop d7 and queen c8, preparing the bishop sack. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, who does that? Naka. Naka does that, especially in blitz games. Blitz and bullet games all day, every day. I like the knight here. Like this knight? Which knight? Knight b d7 and rook e8. Knight b d7, rook e8, these are both moves here. So honestly, I just went with c5. I went with c5 because you always have to think in the King's Indian, when you're fighting with it, you have to be aggressive. c5 is aggressive. So if he takes it, I go queen to a5. Threatening like all kind of stuff. Knight e4, pawn takes, like for instance, takes, queen a5. Takes, and yeah, this is compensation. If he takes this way, he can be in trouble immediately. And if you take with the bishop, I mean, this pin is annoying and uncomfortable, and I still have this as a threat. So it's pretty annoying sometimes. This stuff is very dynamic. So I play c5. So he locks it down. It says no counterplay, d5. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm trying to do no counterplay here. So I do the same thing anyway. Queen to a5 because I'm still threatening knight to e4. Now, queen to d2 happens as he blocks this. So it looks kind of like you have kind of nothing here. But Black to move. Here, how do you create some counterplay? You got two moves, honestly. But how do you create some serious counterplay here? Two ways. Knight e4 from Razorbrand. You can do that, but that is jumping completely off the deep end. All the way down with a smile after I just snap it and just stare at you extremely hard. Really hard. I'm just going to stare at you. That's not a move, big fella. Knight to d5. Knight d5. Knight d5 is not a move either. Absolute takes. Just take here. Thanks for the follow, Chad Joe. Appreciate that. So let's go back. Oh, knight like seeing d5. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would love to see that. We would love to see that. Oh, right, says Razorbrand. It's all good. Overwatching. Thanks for the follow. Overwatch Jorg, actually. Thanks for the follow. So queen to d2, though, we need something to do as Black. Not a move. e5. e5 is interesting, but I think en passant, and I may have some compensation here, honestly. But it's not what I wanted right now. Knight b to d7. It's a move. It is a move, but this is more passive. You have to think aggressive, guys. You have to think aggressive. e5 is one of the moves that you could play. e5 or e6, right? e5 or e6. I think e6 he doesn't have to take here first, which leaves him with this, but I think it's a little bit of a reverse of the move order, so maybe not. Or you actually have this and then takes and like e4 maybe. It might be good here. That might be actually good for white. Excuse me. b5. b5 was interesting, but I've done this before and they just take with the knight. And I was like, well, shoot, I didn't get nothing out of that. I've done this many times thinking b5 was the move. You're close, though. Ahmad like chess says we in here. What's up, bro? Mr. Royal says B. G7 is good after knight 4. Knight here. Maybe. Knight h5. Not a move, guys. This is what I did. I had to prepare it. b5 was my idea. This is what you want to do. I wanted to play ace. I played a6 first because a lot of times I can play b5. So if he goes a4, well, this is an indirect pin here that, you know, I can just play b5. And if you take this way, it's a little bit different. If knight takes, well, then I'd rather go this route and attack this pawn. And honestly, I can actually win with this tactic, which is pretty cool here. And then takes and takes. He has to block. And we go into this line. But then I come up a clear pawn. All that craziness, right? All that craziness. And you get all this kind of stuff when you do b5 and a6. Especially after you castle. That's why you castle quickly in the King's Indian. And after you castle quickly, you're able to do these kind of aggressive moves and aggressive kind of play. So b5 is happening. It is happening. I get b5 in and I get play. So he goes e4. He's like, you know what? I'm about to make my center very strong before he does anything else. a6 doesn't look like an aggressive move. Correct, right? It's a quiet move that helps the aggressive move here. a6 and b5, right? So a6, e4, b5. He doesn't take it, but if he does take it, what happens on knight takes e4? Well, this is hanging. This is hanging. And what happens on bishop takes e4? Well, then you have this nice little shot here, knight takes. And then you come back and take the bishop. Again, opening up the lines and diagonals, and I have a crushing position here with the black pieces out the opening. What's up, man? What's up, Rajans? And just so you know, like the guy I'm playing strong, he's an international master. So he's very strong. So after b5, he played bishop d3. I'm like, absolutely take this, big fella. So I take it, takes. And now you need to find a move as black here, guys. You got a lot of moves here. You got a lot of moves, like honestly. So what would you do as black? What do you think your plan should be? What would you do? Queen to b4 from Ahmad like chess. Queen b4 from Blunder Hope. Terry Flap says, I like kf32 here. I didn't even see kf32. That's a beautiful move, actually. No idea, says Sneaky Pete. That's okay. It's actually, you guys are right. Queen b4. I went queen b4 because I just made a threat. I made a threat, and sometimes this is annoying for him, especially maybe he might do something weird sometimes, jump off the deep end here. And there's a lot that can happen. So, Canty, what's up, Nathan? Nathan Kinley. KF32. Yeah, we got to get one. 94 from Seeking Alpha. So, I play queen to b4, actually. 94, the problem is he just takes it. He just takes it. And stares at you real hard. Real hard. Blank face, no emotion. Knight takes c4. I'm still trying to maneuver my knight. Yeah. Okay, so takes queen b4, bishop d3. So he goes bishop d3. So I thought about some moves here. And guys, of course, we probably just gonna ask you every single time, like, what's the move here? What do you do as black? Because you gotta get, we have to start developing, but also like I'm trying to play aggressive too. Do I play c4? Do I play a5? Wait, do I even go e5 or knight h5? These are questions you have to ask in the King's Indian defense. Now you have to know that also these are very good ideas in the King's Indian defense. So let's see what you like. C4. It says C4. C4 is right here. The problem I didn't like about C4 is he just goes in like knight d4 or does put something here, which is kind of annoying. So after bishop to d3, I honestly just developed. I played knight b to d7, got out the way. Knight b d2. Yeah, Blunder Hope. I know what you mean. Yeah, knight b to d7. I'm just going to do this. And then if I go c4, I'm going to play knight c5 to follow. And I might need to bring my queen back too. Castle, I'll play rook b8. Rook b8 just to hit b2, just to do something here. Just to do something. So queen takes b2. All right. Now, rook a to b1. He defends it. c4 and then the pawn on e4 is hanging, right? Because the queen is pinned. No, the queen's not pinned actually. Actually, when you take with the knight, and actually, you know, like watch this. Let's go back. So if I go c4, he can move the bishop honestly anywhere. Bishop b1 or something. Knight takes, I take back. It's defended. Never mind. I'm sorry. No problem. No problem. Of course, this is a question to be asked. So c4. Problem with this is that this knight comes in here and it's just quite annoying. Quite annoying. But I could follow up too. So it honestly, maybe it is a move. Maybe it could work. But of course, this is very annoying. You do have to guard this square for a while. You have to guard it. And that's quite annoying to do. Queen to b4. I play knight d7. And then I play rook b8 just to get the rook on the file. Create some pressure. Rook a to b1. Chess Weeb. Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. Shout out to Chess Weeb, guys. Shout out to Dana Sporos. Denise. Hope you had a great one, bro. How was your stream, man? Thanks for the raid. Pushing tight, man. I see you crushing it in Arena Kings. He always crushing it in Arena Kings. Always. Yeah, it was lit, he says. Yeah, bro. Shout out to Chess Weeb. VIP Chess Weeb. Welcome to the stream, bro. Welcome, Raiders. That's right. How was your night? It's great. Great, man. Hanging out. We played some Blindfold today. Blindfold on the stream. It was the best ever. I have never played Blindfold on stream. Like Blitz Blindfold either. Like never played it. I played Blindfold but never Blitz. It was like great. So hanging out. Now we covering a game here. So shout out to Grandmaster Denise Boros. How did it go? So I lost like maybe 85-90% of the games. So awesome, right? No, but it was not tough playing Blitz, bro. I was getting crushed because I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah, it's so hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done on the stream, but it's so fun. It's so fun at the same time, and I was getting pretty good at the end. It's pretty good. 85-90%. Absolutely. That was like the hardest ever. Hi, Jim. What's up, Quinn? What's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. It's like Blindfold Blitz. I have never played Blindfold Blitz in my entire life. And then I was about to play some Bullet. Too. You got fun. Oh yeah, man, it was fun. Blind Blitz, insane. Oh man, it was insane. It was insane. I gotta keep it up though, cause it's gonna be fun. We probably do some more before we end the stream. Love your attitude. Thanks, bro. Smith Chess. Yeah, man. Of course, it's great. I use it as training. It's training. So like for me, like playing Blindfold chess is great. But then wait till I play regular chess, right? Like if I can do this in Blindfold, wait till you play regular chess. It's just you play on a different level. You have to, because it's like you get to see stuff greater and deeper, calculate better. It's cool. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So rook a to b1. So here's the game. Playing an international master here. Blitz. It's a Blitz game. Played on chess.com. One of my training session. Played like 30 games. Back on the 26th. So we're going through this. Thanks so much for the follow. Nose. So rook a to b1. So running ways. Yeah. Rook a to b1. So after rook a to b1, I played knight to h5. So I'm hitting his bishop. I'm also keeping an eye here too, just in case, and maybe an eye even here. Knight to h5. I'm also thinking of something very clever here. So after knight to h5, he goes bishop to h6. Now from here, guys, this was tough. This was very tough. Extremely tough to face. I mean, as it should be. The guy I'm playing is IM, International Master, super strong. What are you going to do here as black? Bishop to h6 is on the board. Take him off and you're flying. That's right, Nathan. Seeking Alpha says bishop takes c3. 95 e6. Okay, there's something yet I don't see it. No, actually, there's really, this was hard, man. This was a hard move to make. So what I did, Queen takes b2. Oh, just jumping off the deep end? You can do that. Absolutely. This is, hey, you can do whatever you want in this life. Absolutely, you can jump off the deep end. I just didn't do this. I didn't do this. So I didn't play queen takes b2. But there is a move. Okay. The engine recommended bishop takes h6. And I was like, are you serious? You want me to take and allow his queen to come in here? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to do it. CW, thank you so much for the 4 months subscription. Let's go. Good to see you. 4 months in a row. We in here. Let him take it. Absolutely. I'll let him take it. I'm not into this. So shout out to you if you said 95, because that's what I did here. Even though I'm doubling the pawns, I still feel like I'm going to have some compensation here and be able to create some threats and stuff. And it took me a while because I'm playing 3-minute games here. So I play some strong stuff. Thanks for the follow, Jamie Fan Club and Rodrantes. So, yeah, thanks for that. You can do whatever you want in this life. Can't you? That's right, Razor Brand. That's right. So I hit him with 95, and I knew this was going to be a quite interesting position. I get the knight f4 square where my bishop is aiming at. I also can play e6 to break this up later, and f5. Even though I have double pawns, I can undouble them at a moment's notice almost, because I have active pieces. I was kind of more active than he was, so my pieces are kind of ready to go, you know, swiftly too. Dynamically, it's a pretty interesting position, and you get this kind of stuff. You need to, if you're playing boring and you're not getting these kind of positions in the King's Indian defense, you're playing it wrong. You're playing it wrong. I'm telling you right now, you're playing it wrong. Keep doing what you're doing, what you do. Thumbs up. Thank you so much, Jimmy Fan Club. Appreciate the love. So you need to be looking for these kind of moves and stuff like this, because I could have played something more passive, of course, and even Nakamura said it best too. The engine always says in the King's Indian defense that white's better, but in reality, they're not. Black's crushing, or black's going. Black has the most flexibility. There's a lot of things that can happen. Now, of course, there's exceptions in chess. Sometimes you're just getting crushed in the King's Indian, but a lot of times you'll be able to have or find dynamic resources based off of the position. It's a very fighting-like opening. I was one move too fast, I guess. Is it sarcastic? That's okay. Knight to e5. He does take it. I take here. Now I notice I have a clamp here. So if he gets rid of the bishop, and this took me not a while here. We are playing 3-0, 3-minute game against this international master here. But he, I did realize that, of course, the dark squares are quite weak. And he can't really play g3 because his bishop's a monster. So this square is really nasty for me to have. And I can always keep pressure on the b file, even though I have weaknesses here. But I could always play f5, try to get him to take it or something. And then even if I take with the pawns, it's a lot of play. It's a lot of play. You see the arrows, it can get crazy. Bob Sakamo says, we in here, Jedi, let's go. Good to see you, Bob. Good to see you. See who's coming. Correct, Elfins. Bishop take h6 was my first instinct, because it seems like queen h6, knight g5 is not really a threat. There's ample ways to defend that, and you get dark squares. Correct. Correct, and you do get dark squares there. It's just, you are probably more prone to make a mistake there, especially if you don't have a clear-cut plan to, which I didn't here. Bishop takes, queen takes. I'm just like, what's the plan? Do I put the knight back here? Well, why did I, 95? I'm not a fan of this. Maybe this, right? And they're swinging the knight around g7 somehow. And the knight kind of has to babysit here. And I can never get this queen kind of out of here. So I was annoyed with this. It's just not a, I don't want this to happen. How would I get the queen out of there? I can defend it, but how do I get the queen out? C4 becomes a move now. If the knights are gone, well, let's see. The engine is King's Indian operative. Disseminating misinformation. Takes, king takes, a3. So a3 here, I had a few moves. I was like queen d4, but my queen feel like I'm short on spaces in a way, which I kind of am. Knight e2, I have to go back to h5. He's just on a queen hunt, right? And I don't really have many other moves. I could go back to this file, but honestly, I chose queen to a5, which is kind of the same. I just wanted to sit here and make it seem like I'm doing something, but I'm really swinging back this way. Just sack the queen, the king, it'll work out, he says. Sack the king. Yeah, just sack the king. King h6. So he plays b4. And this kind of threw me off, which I was like, b4? Really? So I sat here for a minute. Does this work, guys, or does it not? Can you win a pawn, or can't you not win a pawn? Doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Will you win a pawn, or will you not? Can you take out h6 and then play knight f4? Well, only if, that's actually a plan, a mod like chess, but only if f4 was covered. Knight f4 is not a move in that line. If I take, bishop takes h6, queen takes h6, f4 is undefended, so he just takes it. Can you take on h6? King h6, triple exclam. Oh my goodness, drop the mic. wants knight to a2. That's right, a3. So can you take this is the question. Are you able to take this pawn on b4? Which you probably can take one time, but can you take the second time, which is rook takes b4? You will. Your rook has got you, I think. Need that queen in the game. I see winning a pawn, says Mr. Royal 4. I always improve your best piece, especially if she's a dime piece queen. I mean, worst. Funny, Pop. Here we go. Here we go. I did take on b4. No, you cannot because of knight a2. If you want a windmill, here we go. Snap. Here we go. Moment of truth here. The moment of truth. Did he take the pawn? Did he not take the pawn? Here we go. Here we go. You ready? Are you ready? Everybody real quiet right now. Everybody not real quiet. Real quiet. Watching the screen so hard. Rook takes b4. I did take it. I snapped it. I did it. Rook takes b4. And I was like, you're going to have to show me. That's what I said. I was like, you're going to have to show me. And I learned that here, of course. Shout out to Detroit. Of course, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. We always would say this stuff when in trash talk when we playing blitz chess over the board, right? You just got to show me. You have to show me. Okay? Show me that this is wrong. And if it's wrong, then it's wrong. Okay. I can't do it. But if it's not wrong, I have won a pawn here. I have won a pawn. So rook takes b4. You're going to have to show me. Because knight a2 just didn't feel right. I'm like, I can block. I have two ways to block, actually. I can block this way or this way. It'd be different if he takes this and he has a check. But if it's not a check, I don't care where you move this knight. I can always get out of anything by taking this queen. So there was no checks. So I was like, okay, well then how about knight a2? So he did. He went knight a2. And I was like, well, I have two things here. Of course, I'm not doing this because I don't actually get two rooks because I give one of them back of my own. So it's actually bad. Rook b5 is a move, but I just wasn't a fan of this one for some reason. So I went rook a4. I'm defending and attacking at the same time. If he wants to go back, then I can hit him with a move here and keep being annoying. And then swing the knight in because of tempo. So you'd have to go knight e2. Him being international master, actually, no, he can't. He ain't going to go knight e2. He ain't about to just jump off the deep end like that. Can't do from the show me state. That's right. Absolutely. So so it's not a thing, though. I'll play rook a4. He goes knight to b4. So I was like, that's interesting. Very interesting. I was like, knight b4. Well, he can't move this temporarily. He just can't move it because the queen's here. So this is the chance I took here to go knight to f4. IMs don't jump off the deep end. You'd be surprised, a mod like chess. You'd be surprised. Anyone and everyone can and will sometimes jump off the deep end. Knight to f4. After knight to f4, it goes bishop c2 and hits the rook. Now, what do you do with this rook? Where are you putting it? I only have like one move, right? So this is, you don't even have to type this. Rook to a3. You don't have any other moves. Rook to a3, right? a2. You know what? You can. You can go to a2, actually. I like this. I like this. But what I like to always say is I need a follow-up. I always say this. You hear me say this all the time. Oh, I'll calculate this. But what's the follow-up? And if I don't find the follow-up, I don't care about the next. I just usually don't care about this move. Or rook a2. Rook a2 is like, that's nice. Nice. What's my follow-up realistically? Because it can't be like, oh, yeah, rook a2. My follow-up is to put the bishop here, go rook here, and bishop a4. Like, that's a lot of moves. It's a lot of moves. Do you really think that in that many moves, you're still going to be able to do this same plan? Probably not. Probably not. So it has to be quick. This stuff is quick, especially at the higher level. When you play at this level, stuff has to be very fast and accurate. The smallest advantage is a win. Let's attack the h3 pawn now. Correct. Look at that. A mod like chess. Rook a3 is indirectly, or not even indirectly, from the other side of civilization, hitting the h3 pawn, helping in this attack. With the bishop on c8, just sitting here chilling like a snake in the grass, ready at any moment. Rook to a3, rook f to d1. So at this point, I'm like, I need something to do. I need something to do. So what do you do here? What do you do here? Accurate says Jamie Fan Club. Thank you, thank you. What do you do here as black? So to plan ahead, do you have a keen understanding of all the absolutely necessary opponent's moves versus his candidate moves? Can you calculate all that fast? Yes, actually, you can. It just comes with repetition and experience. Develop the last rook. I like that, from enemy owner. set up harder from the attack or just attack. Last rook, queen c5. These are all good moves here. I like these moves, guys. Here's what I did. I played queen c7, and I think we were both getting in time trouble here. So let me show you these next few mistakes here. Because he played knight c6, which is a blunder. The end is like blunder. Because right now I'm supposed to take this right now. Can you please stream a bit of checkers after this? Absolutely. Yeah. We always stream checkers, right? Yeah. No, sorry. Not today. Queen to c5. So after queen to c1, I played, well, actually I was supposed to take this. Bishop is, so this for after the analysis, but since your bishop stuck on c8, wouldn't it be better to play bishop f5 instead of a6? No, actually, you know what? I like that. I like that idea. I really like that idea. But the problem with it, not that it's a problem, but a6 and b5 is a little bit better. And it is a problem sometimes because it's vulnerable to g4 attacks, which is now I get to play g4 and h4 and h5 later, and I got you with tempo. So it's kind of annoying. Quite annoying. What's his follow-up though after knight to c6? Honestly, I don't know. But here's what I did. I just blundered. I played, actually, no, I didn't blunder. I did this. I did take it. And because I was like, it felt right. And you'll hear that all the time. What does it mean? It feels right. Well, I know in a sequence here, if I take this and play queen here, I'm about to start like it's close. Because this rook is blocking any kind of like queen e3 or queen c3, which means if I take this, which I did, and I go back this queen up, which I should have went here, guys. Not that I not should have went here, but like I played this really wrong. Like honestly, when I play here, I was like, what am I doing? It's one of those like, shout out to Eric Hansen, as I throw a chair or, you know, I throw anything around me and knock it off the table and then get back to chess like ain't nothing happened. Absolutely one of these moves, because knight takes e5 to me is just out, right? But I think I can take with this check, but it's just annoying because now I've allowed him to get back in, and this don't seem like enough because the knight is not supposed to lead here. It is not supposed to lead. My queen is still on attack, which gives him the extra move he might need to actually win this game. So I was in trouble. I was like, oh, what am I doing? But we both were in time trouble. Time trouble gets us all, right? So great stream. Thank you, Kenty. Thanks. Appreciate it. So I played queen d7. Now you can't play queen g4. Correct. I can't play queen g4. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I jumped off the deep end. I found the tallest building I could find and jumped off of it immediately. Thanks for the tier 1, bro. Gifting a sub to Rules. Point decaption. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Gifting a sub to the channel. Put some love in the chat for that gifted sub. Appreciate that love, bro. So he didn't take it though. He played bishop b3. I was like, yes, yes. When you jump off the deep end, sometimes people will follow. Sometimes they'll follow right behind you. You thought you was the only one to jump off? Not today. Absolutely. And he jumped with me. So I snapped. I snapped it. I was like, let's go. Let's go. I am in the house. You are in trouble right now. So he played f3, kind of the only move to stop mate here. He played f3. Now, find the sequence here, guys. What do? You have to do this correctly. I need to watch this from the beginning on YouTube. You already know Rick and Morty. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be posted after the stream. Usually, I always post the videos after the stream. If not, it's usually the next morning. So what do you do here, guys? How do you finish this for black? Queen to g3 check from Terry Flaps. That's correct. Hit him with queen g3 first. You have YouTube? Absolutely, Ahmad. This is going on the YouTube channel. Right here, bro. Subscribe. Queen to g3 check. King h1. I take with check. So now we can connect this. King g1. And then I just took this because I didn't find anything else. With this check, it's kind of a perpetual. Like, what's next? Like, what do you need more pieces. I could try this. This is a good try, actually. Maybe rook f1 just stops me, though. And I still have to kind of go here anyway. And my knight does not really want to be here unless I am like guaranteed to go here. So it's just not that good. Not that good, right? So after queen g3 check, king h1. And so I just took it. I got my material back. I just took on b3. Boom. So now it's justified that I'm like, well, sweet. The sack worked. I got my piece back. He takes king f2. Now this is where it got a little crazy right here, folks. It got very, very interesting here. Let me refresh this so the engine can help me a little bit. Because at the end here, I know there were some errors. King to f2. Okay, so at this point, it just says -10. But I played knight h3, and he went king e2. So let's see what the best move is now. It says go back. Okay. King f2. Well, actually, that was weird. I hate when the engine does that sometimes. They're like, yeah, go for a perpetual first, and then, like, why do I need to do this? What do you mean, perpetual first? So after thinking, the engine says f5 is best. I like it. Open up, get the last piece into this attack. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so he actually did this, though. He went after knight h3. Always repeat. Correct. Even the engine. Always repeat first. No, no, that's for humans. It's for humans. Knight h3 check. King e2. And then I actually did repeat just to gain a little bit of time, because I didn't know what was next. And I know we were both in time trouble. Account for human error. It might push a human opponent blunder. That's correct, Quinn. That is correct. Knight check. He went king to e1. King e1. Okay. At this point, I have to just keep the checks flowing. So check. He goes here. Now I missed knight to d3 because I was in drastic time trouble here. But I remember the engine saying afterwards, right? This says right now, I'm looking at it, queen to c3 check. And that's what I played. But it looks like this is just winning too. But I played queen c3 check. He went here. And I was supposed to check on c4. So I did. Okay. I checked on c4. He played king e1. I took the pawn. Snap around here. I mean, look at this check. Like, checks everywhere, right? King f1. Queen h1 check. This was just like, oh, this was great. It's mate in 13 apparently from the engine, and that's like, I guess, forced here. Mate in 13. No other line. Mate in 13. Wow. So let's see what happened. Let's see how far I got here. Queen to g1. Queen f3. Okay, it says queen f2. Well, yeah, you have to. Then I snapped the rook. Like, look at this. Just keep checking till the opponent gives up. Well, yeah, in a way. I mean, it was just great how this geometry worked here. It started all right here. All right here. The geometry got really nice after check, check, and then he would jump off the deep end here. Oh my goodness, king e1, not a move. It's too much. Too many checks for my king, my queen and knight here. Check. Hit him with another check. Pick up some material with check. Hit him with another check in the back door. Hit him in the front door with the check. Hit him on the side of the house with the check. Okay, hit him over here with queen takes d5. He didn't even see it coming. Queen takes d5, he takes here, and the rest was kind of history here, which I just did this because I remember this was easy for me to do, to simplify at this point. And if I flag, I'll be okay. If I flag, I'll be okay. At this point, we're just about to make moves because, like, I made moves here and I just ended up winning. Like this. This is where it ended, right here. Right here. So this is where it ended. Actually, no, sorry. It ended right here. I was like, wait, what did this happen? It ended right here. I think he ended up resigning. Something like that. But it says game would have continued. So I was like, I didn't do this. But rook to d7 is what happened. I think he flagged too. But I was winning all the way back here. So this was already winning. This was pretty cool. It was like, it's so nice to get this geometry of checks in like this. f8 is good. f8 is right here. My fate's right here where the rook is. Lesson learned. Don't let Canty in your house. Were you close to the time limit? Yeah, I was. I was definitely close. He was close too. He was close too. It was wild. It was wild. And again, if you want to see this from the beginning, we'll go through this pretty quickly. King's Indian Defense is a fighting game. Good game, man. Thank you so much. Correct. Here it is. So Bishop G7. You have to remember, if you don't take anything away from today's King's Indian Defense lesson, fighting in the KID, you got to remember that it's aggressive chess. Not aggressive, aggressive. You got to play aggressive chess, okay? And you have to think dynamic, because when you start playing weird stuff, or like, oh, this is not aggressive, or you're not, the move you make is not preparing to make an aggressive move, you're going to get crushed every single time you play this opening, and you're going to stop playing it. I promise. It happens all the time. Just bonus us. Thank you. Thanks for the follow, Manny G Tan. One of these feel-good games. Absolutely. A aggressive, yes. So c5, a aggressive move, with queen a5 being the intention. So then I go a6 so I can play b5. This is not aggressive, but the preparation to be aggressive. a6 here. b5, hit him with a move. Let's go. I'm currently learning. Thanks, bro. That night, man. Yeah, he's talking about from our daily game on chess.com. Okay, so snap, snap. Queen b4, make a threat here. He is still not castled, and I'm thinking about, how do I do this? How do I do that? So that's a problem, because I'm able to castle quickly. Boom, hit him with knight to d7, because I have to develop. He gets out the way. I go rook b8, make a threat. Knight h5, make another threat. Knight e5, you're going to have to do something about this position. Knight takes, it gets interesting. There's double pawns, but again, this is back to being dynamic in this opening. Bishop takes, king takes, knight f4 is open up, the dark squares are gone, and you can't play g3 to kick me because the h-pawn always hangs because of this bishop. So I have a very nice outpost here on f4, supported by the e5 pawn. This is my weakness, but I have offset counterplay with this and also this to create these weak, and that's it. If I worst case scenario have to, I can always put my knight back on d6 and defend. I can play c4, bishop d7, rook c8. I'm pretty good to potential on all of this. So I'm pretty good. That's why it took me a while to make this move, because I had to think about this stuff. Why did he play h3 again? h3 a lot of times stops anything coming into g4. Anything coming into g4. But he played it in a London system manner too, meaning like when I go knight h5, if you go knight h5, then you know they have to go back. He wanted to preserve the bishop. Seemed like a big mistake. It's a possibility. They also have h4 in this line too, but I played b5 takes, queen b4, knight d7 out the way, rook b8, knight h5 made a threat, made this interesting position here. Queen a5, snap, snap. He gave up a pawn, which was not necessary, but it wasn't a move. Rook a4, he didn't trade. Then I get my knight to the square I want it to be on, ready for the attack. All I need is one more piece to really get this thing going. He kind of helped me get here. And then I blundered and jumped off the deep end as he did the same. Because I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? I don't know how to play chess anymore. And then he did the same, like, oh, I don't know what you're doing, can't he? What is this? What is this? But time trouble kills everybody. Queen takes, snap, check, 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 check. Check all day, every day. Man, and the game was over after that. That's simple. It actually ended on rook d7, which was here. And that's the end of that game. That's fighting in the KID. Hope you guys learned something from